Hello, my name is Christine and I'm on the design team for Arden Creative Studios, and in today's video we're going to play with the brand new Field Notes collection, specifically focusing on the ephemera rolls, where you have like this beautiful paper roll with like this gorgeous collage design all over it, and we also have a couple of rolls with like tickets and postage stamps on here as well. Plus I'm also going to bring in a little bit of the PET tape from the Field Notes collection, which has a stunning film strip, different to the previous film strip that came out in the Vintage Makers collection, a beautiful diagonal stripe PET tape, and it also has a kiss cut one as well. I'm not sure if we'll use any of the kiss cut ones in this card, but I definitely want to use some of the other two. And then I'm also going to bring in some of the postmarks from the Field Notes Meadow stamp set, which is 6x8 stamp set, and I'm also going to bring in the Love You die from the new Cloud series of sentiments. So in this new Field Notes collection there is 3 different sentiments in this Cloud series. We've got Miss You, Sending, Hugs and Love You for the 3 sentiments, and I'm going with Love You for this card. So stay tuned to see what we create in this sort of postal kind of style for this card. So first of all, I've taken some of the bright white Arden cardstock. I've cut my favourite size of card panel, which is 10 centimetres by 13 centimetres, and then I've also cut myself a top folding card blank, which is 10.5 centimetres by 13.5 centimetres. If you like the size that I create, then you know what the dimensions are. So I've got those 2 pieces already ready. I've also die cut out my Love You sentiment from black cardstock and added it onto a vellum bubble as well, ready for later on. But the first step we're going to do is take this gorgeous paper roll tape and place a piece down the side of our card. I really love this beautiful Luna moth that's in here, so I think I want to try and get that gorgeous element in our design. Maybe something like this, because I think I might also want to chop out that butterfly. I thought I'd show you a little bit of maybe a different way of how to use these paper tapes, and you can also fussy cut out of them. So if you haven't got any of your laser cuts left from this collection, or perhaps you couldn't get hold of them for whatever reason, you can fussy cut around some of these images in the paper tape and kind of give the illusion that you've used pieces from the laser cuts as well. So I think I'm going to do something about there, and then maybe coming up to about here. I quite like that section because I really like this Luna moth, and I'm thinking if the sentiment is sort of in the usual place where I like to put a sentiment, it will hopefully sort of nestle in quite nicely to where that Luna moth is. So I'm thinking that will be quite a good layout for this. And then, as I was just saying, I want this blue butterfly, because we've got it left on this little scrap, we may as well use it. And I'm thinking if we just trim it roughly for now and kind of get a placement, it will kind of balance this blue up here and bring a second element of a butterfly into the design. And perhaps maybe we need a third one as well, because if we've got 2 over here, we've got the Luna moth, but maybe balancing with a third butterfly would look nice too. And on the roll we also have this pink one coming in from the side, so I think I'm going to snip that one out as well. And maybe we could have that sort of coming in from this side down here to kind of balance them. I think that's going to look quite nice, but I also want to bring in lots of the postage stamps as well, and I want to use the beautiful PET tape to balance the black of my sentiment that I've chosen as well. So I know that I want to put a piece of this like diagonal stripe down the edge of my card to give some darkness to the edge here, so I'm definitely going to put a piece there, and I really want to include the film strip as well. Let's pick out the postage stamps first, and then we'll decide where we're going to put some of the film strip in. But I'm thinking that is turning out to be quite a nice layout already. Maybe we might want to put the film strip down here somewhere. But I think let's get the postage stamps first. And I have got left in my box, when I've been playing with these, I've been putting any of the leftovers back in the box, you know, just in case there's another one that I want to use later on. I don't have to go hunting through the roll to find it. And I'd also put leftovers of the tape in here as well from when I was previously playing with it too. So I'm thinking this one would look really nice because we've got this yellowy tone in the flower here. Maybe putting that at the top. I kind of want it to look like postage stamps on an envelope, and then we're going to add those postmarks back in later on with the stamp set. So I think, I don't want to get muddled up with where that butterfly is there, but I'm thinking maybe we need about 3 postage stamps down the side to really look like, you know, a really gorgeous package or something has been posted with a load of stamps on there. What other ones have I got left from other projects? I think I want bolder ones. We need something to bring this colour in a bit more, this sort of orangey tone. Maybe some more pink to kind of match the pink areas here, and we could always bring in a bit more green as well. So let's see if we can find any postage stamps with those kind of colours prominent on them. So what have we got here? This pink one might work for bringing in the pink across the card. I'm just going to tear that one off. I love this, that it's got that perforation on it, so you get the perfect little postage stamp when you tear them apart. They're so gorgeous. Such a sweet idea, and really, really useful for using as well. Oh, we've got a nice green one here. Maybe we could go like that. That looks quite nice. We do want to bring in a bit more of this colour, as I said before. Maybe we could overlap some more things over the paper roll to add to the collage as well. And we've got this one here that's kind of got that orangey tone in. Yeah, I think that would work. Maybe putting it down here on the card. Because these have got black outlines on, we might do a little bit of black pen detail on these stamps. Maybe just giving them a little border to help them stand out a little bit more. I think that would look really nice on there. And then, oh yeah, we want to bring in some of the film strip, don't we, as well? So I'm just going to put these away, back in the box. That's how I'm keeping mine. I'm keeping them back in their original box so nothing gets sort of squashed or anything in my stash. I'm going to put those extra pieces back in at the bottom, and then I'm just going to put these extra stamps back in here as well, because they're going to be very useful for future projects and we don't want to lose them. So I'm going to put all of those back in there, and I do need to put the tape back on this as well so it doesn't keep unrolling. Okay, put that back in like so, and then I didn't end up using any off of this. I feel like we needed brighter colours for this card, but these are absolutely fantastic as well. They're all black and white, so you can add any colour you want to these ones to tie them in with your project, or perhaps you could even do an entire background just with the black and white actually, and then use something else as a colourful focal point with these beautiful tickets. Okay, so put all of those away. And then I do think we need a little bit of this in here as well, because it's going to tie in, again, more of the dark colour. So if we do our rough layout again, sentiment roughly there, we'll fussy cut that butterfly out and we can put that around there. And then we've got our little stamps that we're going to do some postmark stamping on to really make them look like they've sort of gone through the postal system and been franked as well. And then I've got this one which I'm going to fussy cut out, and that gives a nice sort of triangle of pink elements on the card. This brings that beautiful terracotta down to here, and then the yellow of this stamp kind of goes with the yellow of the flower. And then we've kind of got 3 blue elements there as well actually that go in a visual triangle. And then, yeah, I think just here would work really nicely, having some of the film strip. So, kind of difficult to hold everything and show or like hold the tape in the place where we think it's going to go, but I think, yeah, I think just a couple of rectangles of that film strip popping out there, I think that would look really lovely. It's got such a gorgeous design on this. Katie's so talented at designing film strips and, you know, all sorts of collaged kind of designs as well, and everything ties together. You've got similar elements in everything, so it all goes together really nicely. But this has got some fantastic designs all of the way along it. Really pretty, this tape. and it would go really nicely with the original film strip tape from the Vintage Makers collection as well. That has got more like vintage sepia tones on it, but they would work really nicely together because you'd be bringing in the same sort of film strip element. They'd go really well. I think this is good for a layout, so I just want to fussy cut out these butterflies. And I've snipped off their antennae so I can just add those back in with a black pen afterwards. But I think that's going to be much easier than trying to cut around those tiny little antennae as well. So, do we want this black strip to go right up to the edge of the card? Or leave a tiny gap? Maybe a tiny gap. And then this can butt right up against here. Okay, let's get those pieces in place first. So with the PET tape, it comes with a clear backing on the back of it, and the PET tape does have a matte finish to it. It's like a satin matte kind of finish, so it's not ultra shiny like sellotape is. But the backing piece is shiny, so when you're looking at it, you can easily tell which is the front and which is the back. So let's add this along the side of the card like that, and because it's tape you can either snip it off or you can just fold it over, which is nice. And then with this piece, oh, I've got a wrinkle in it there we go, flatten that out. For this piece I think double-sided tape is going to be good for this. And we can add that right up against the PET tape. Like that. And then we can trim off the excess. I didn't cut it too long, but we've just got a tiny little overhang on each end. So we've now got that part of our card. Now before we start layering up, we could double check our layout, but before we start actually layering some of these up, I probably should have stuck that underneath there maybe, but we can cut it at a straight line and it can just butt up against there, there's no problem. But yeah, before we start sticking all of these elements over the top of things, I think I want to get these stamps into position so we can do a bit of stamping with the postmarks, so I don't accidentally like get ink anywhere else on the card. So I think we could just go with a little bit of wet glue for these to add these on. So I'm literally just putting them right in the corner, just as if I was putting beautiful postage stamps onto an envelope to be posted. I do think, because we got more black on this card, I do think we need to add a little bit of black to these postage stamps. So all I'm going to do is take a fine black pen and just add a little line around the rectangle portion of the stamp. It just sort of defines it a little bit more and helps it tie in with the black elements of this card, I think. We can even go scribbly as well, rather than keeping it really neat. If you accidentally go a little bit wobbly in one place, just do it in all of the places, and then no one will ever know that you didn't mean to do that. So now we've got those postage stamps, let's get our two postmarks. And I've got a couple of little acrylic blocks here, and I think just like a couple of postmarks would look really good on here, just to kind of really make it look like those are actual stamps. So let's just get the lid off of this. And then I think overlapping these first two would look really good. like that. Oh, that looks so good. And the paper tape has got a matte, unfinished like coating on it. It hasn't got a coating on it basically. So the stamps work really nicely on top of it as well. And the same with the main portion of the paper tape too. You can stamp on top of that as well because it's uncoated. And then I think maybe somewhere in this kind of area here. Yeah, I think about there. Just one coming off of the edge of the card. I think that looks good. We are going to add this postage stamp as well. Maybe we want to put this on so that we can add a bit of a postmark over this one as well. So let's stick this one on. Let's do the same thing with the black pen as well, just so they're all, you know, there's continuity across the card basically. I like this one because it says your heart is happier when you're thankful. Really lovely little sentiments, and this one says you fill my heart. They're really sweet little stamps. Okay, so we've got that one there, and then which are the postage stamps? I guess we could use the half that we didn't use hanging off the edge here, and then they all look as if they're different postmarks across them. So let's go about there. Yeah, I think that looks good. Okay. So we're building this up. I think it's working really nicely. Let's get this piece of the other PET tape down here before we end up forgetting. We could do a torn edge and it could overhang, or we can just cut it straight and butt it up against it. I'm not sure if that is straight. That's not really straight, the piece that I've cut there. So let's just do... Oh, there's writing on here. Let's go against the writing and cut a straight edge. Yeah, I think that'll work. Oh, sorry, I was out of shot then. I think that'll work nicely down there. So again, with the PET tapes, they have the adhesive on the back of them, so you just need to peel off the back layer. The paper tapes, though, do not have adhesive on the back of them, just to clarify that. It's just the PET tapes that are adhesive. Okay, let's put it... maybe about there. I like that. And with the postmarks actually, that balances it really nicely. And then we can fold that over the edge. Yeah, that looks really good like that. Okay, so let's place our sentiment. See where we want this to go. I don't want to cover up the lunar moth. We could put it more like that. And then we've also got this beautiful butterfly that's got to go up to the straight edge because it's got a straight edge on it, but we can have it, whoops, sort of in that kind of position there, I think. And then the pink one, I think overlapping this film strip a little bit would look good. Like that. Yeah, I like those. Okay, let's stick the butterflies in place and then we'll add some antennae onto them. Let's go this one. I'm just trying to line it up with the edge of the paper tape as well, because then it looks like it was actually part of it, even though we've added it as an extra piece afterwards. And then we'll put this one down here. I'm going to pick a finer black pen. I think I used a 0.4, yeah. I used a 0.4 to do these bits. I'm going to use a 0.2 for the antennae. I think it's always better to go for a finer pen for antennae. And then if you feel like that you want them thicker, you can always make them a bit thicker afterwards. But it's better to go daintier, I think. There we go. So we've just added those back in. You can also... see, I did mine a bit curvier. You could refer back to the one where you've trimmed it out of and do them straighter as well if you want a reference for that. Yeah, and then I think the only thing left that we want to do is just add the sentiment on. And then I think I really like that. It's a really lovely, like, clustered postage feel kind of a card. And I don't think we need anything else extra. I was thinking maybe we could put some of the patterning from one of the stamps on there, but I don't think it needs it. yeah, I think just sticking this on is going to be the perfect thing to finish this off. And then all we need to do is put it on our card blank. And I think nestle that in around the Luna moth. Okay, so there we have our finished postage kind of themed sort of card using the Field Notes collection from Arden Creative Studios and Katie Petite. And we've been focusing mostly on the gorgeous ephemera rolls, which are just like paper tape that's not adhesive. And you've got 3 rolls in here, they're all 5 meters each, and you've got different widths of them as well, with a couple of them being postage stamps and tickets, and the other one just being a lovely collaged kind of element that we've used on this card. We've also brought in some of the PET tape from the Field Notes collection as well. We've used a couple of the postmark stamps from the Field Note Meadow stamp set, and then we've also used the new Cloud Series Love You die as our sentiment as well. So I really hope you've enjoyed seeing this card come together, and you'll have to let us know if you try doing a proper postage kind of theme on your cards as well, having your little postage stamps with postmarks on the top right hand corner of your card. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye!